ETS, I'm Donna Lopez, and this is your channeled message for May 11th through to the 17th. So with that, let's take a look at what this week has for everybody. I hear it's rain and sunshine. Rain and sunshine. So there'll be lots of bright ideas, new epiphanies. It's like the golden path. Everything kind of opening up and you being fed and your reserves being filled back up. And just buckets full of sunshine. You know, it just feels really good. So this can be a very abundant receiving time for us. It will also be a time of completion of not, no longer enduring things that we thought we needed to endure to show that we had a certain specific strength or two because we wanted a certain achievement. It's like all of a sudden the awareness of like, I already have what I need. I've always had what I needed. It's always been with me. And stepping out new and stepping out differently. I also see, they're showing me like a checkerboard, and so I feel like I'm seeing things move, you know, from block to block to block. So there's some movement going on. Some players are being put in some new areas, all right? And they said that you can mostly observe. I feel like June is lighting up, so it's like I see these players all being put into place. And they're saying just observe the movement and just know that it's moving ahead. That in June is when I see it really kind of lighting up and like, okay, now I'm ready. Now it's my turn. Now everything's set in motion and all the right players are there and I can do what I need to do. All right. I see a lot of you are practicing being of service to others. It's like they're showing me a gentleman with a top hat and he's just taking it off and bending. He's saying, I'm at your service now. And so, you know that you have helpers on the other side of life that love to help us. You know, so call on your ancestors. They love to step in and help you. I hear something about a pretty penny. And I'm hearing it just like that, a pretty penny. And so for those of you that the spirit world leaves you pennies, know that they're coming for you because they want you to recognize your own bright, shiny, sunshiny self. They want you to recognize that you bring that sunshine to others. So that's why you're finding these bright, new, shiny pennies, all right? Yeah. I see some of you are considering something new, but it's like, oh, I just can't decide, or would it sustain me, or is it useful? And I feel like you're having more fun thinking about it than you are really serious about actually doing it. But that's okay, because you are having fun, because I feel like whatever you observe or learn from just thinking about it, it's like, oh, you know what? I can do it right here with what I'm already doing, you know, instead of having to construct things a certain way. All right, so I see you coming to a conclusion through it that you won't be doing what you are thinking on, but that you can already do it where you're at with what you're doing now in a different way. So lots of good self-discovery and lots of new little feet and new little pitter-patter coming along to kind of help you out. New beginnings, new happenings. All right, lots and lots. So you know how they say when you you pat the earth down and you get it prepared, all right? So things are being prepared. That must be the message for this week, is preparation and being prepared. And they say things are already in place. So just be in place and allow it to come to you. You don't have to go get it. It's right there. I hear a nickel for your emotional thoughts. So there's some of you... that either you or somebody around you give them a nickel for their thoughts. I wish they'd tell me what they're thinking. I wish they'd tell me what they're feeling. I feel as though this person has been hurt before when they have expressed themselves, so they're pulling back and not really moving forward, expressing themselves because of the way the interaction has taken place in the past. They're learning themselves. So just know that feeling, though, is what they're saying, is that the feeling that, yeah, I just give you a nickel for your thoughts, that they also want to share. And so perhaps just being kind and just knowing that they want to, but let them do that in their own time and way. Because that's the feeling that I'm getting, is that there's a lot of healing, that you want the conversation so that you can understand them more fully, and so that there can be more healing. But they're still formulating how to talk. For some people it's easy, for others it's not. It's very difficult for others. And maybe, unfortunately, people who listen a lot, they hear a lot of things that they're like, I'm glad I'm not the one saying that. So they tend to pull back and not say anything. But when we don't say anything, we're saying a lot anyway, just so we know that, okay? So just send them love. Send them love, and know that they're getting ready to surrender, and they're getting ready to kind of open their toy box and share their feelings and their thoughts with you. It's not that they're secretive, it's just they take a longer time to express themselves. Yeah, because of past circumstances. All right, let's see what else. I hear something about being frivolous. They said it's okay to be frivolous. You have resources, so it's okay to be a little frivolous. They're not wanting you to be a lot frivolous, but it's okay to be a little frivolous. And they said, because it's kind of like, too, as you start to give out, spend what you have, or give what you have, you get down into like because the way they're showing me is this, like, this beautiful grass, and I can just feel my fingers in this moist, very dark, rich earth, because as you're using some of these resources, you're getting down, you're feeling how rich the resources are, and how fertile the ground is for what it is that you have been benefiting from and can continue to benefit from. So you're going to be having more encouragement to make even more money, to make even to have even more resources. Money's just energy, but we want energy, don't we? We want to have those vital energies flowing and moving, and so it's this fluid movement and this richness that will that you will come more in touch with and more in tune with, and I hear something about soul survivor, SOUL survivor. And it's like, some of you know that you're an old soul, and you know that you have, perhaps even in this lifetime, that you're the soul survivor of some things that had happened that others didn't really make it out of, and you did. And so your soul is very thankful that you are recognizing that it has had more than one lifetime of surviving different circumstances, but also that your soul has been enriched and benefited from the depth of understanding you received through this soul growth, this soul development. Yeah, very good. I hear some of you turning over a new stone, going to see if the other side is smooth, if there's something on the other side. And they said it is. They said there's a lot more on the other side. So it's like, think of like, oh, I feel worn out with this relationship, or I'm worn down with that job. Well, maybe if I took a different position in the job, maybe if I saw the job differently, maybe if I was on the receiving end of the relationship, maybe if I was more on the giving side of the relationship, maybe, so there is a smoothing out and another side to what it is that is already kind of at its usefulness. Yeah, without you having to actually change completely, the change is already right there. It's like you need to look at the other side of things too. Yeah. Yeah, just a lot of smoothing out. Feels very, very good. Let me see what they have for that whole week. I hear something about pomp and circumstances. Like, I don't have to be about pomp and circumstances anymore. I don't have to make things look better than they are, or make them puff myself up and make things all puffy and big, and, express myself a certain way, or show up looking a certain way, or things around me to look a certain way, or put so much into the details. A lot of that isn't necessary, because I feel like it's just blowing with love your own ego up. And well, although we all appreciate a great aesthetic, but it's like you're going to be releasing all the things that you do that you thought you needed to do in order to look good, feel good, have others respect you or appreciate you. You're going to, and it's not going to come through humility or humbling. It's just you're realizing you don't need all that. That you know that what you have is already, it's resonant to others already. So they don't need all that other stuff with it. I think that's it. Let's pull a card and see what we get here. It's being kind of funny sticking together here. The energy of love. I no longer resist life. I put aside anything that blocks my inner harmony. I let the energy of love flow within me. I welcome love and I choose to be in its expression. Then this divine essence, this source of peace, will once again flow freely. All right, look at that. Look at that golden light right over the top. Isn't that something? Ets Spirit's pretty cool, aren't they? All right. Namaste.